I swear I keep a pot up in the kitchen, touch my money, then I swear you gonna be sleeping with the fishes. I swear.
I want you playing if you have the means and you know you treated support player stacks.
Behave for 2 or 3 hours. You guys have to behave. Yes.
So play your first $5 and get $150 when you sign.
All right, let's get to it.
2025 NFL Fever Dream kicked off on a Thursday night in the house of the reigning champion Philadelphia Eagles. Before the first official snap of the game, though, Eagles stud defensive tackle Jalen Carter was ejected.
It's not a crazy start to the season, though. Like before kickoff, someone got ejected and suspended. Well, I don't think he got suspended. Did he get suspended? I don't think he did. I think they fined him. But that's just a crazy way to start the season off, bro. It's kind of nuts.
From the game for spitting on Dak Prescott. He spat on Dak.
Did he spit? Did he spit on him? And
Clear
Dak spits down towards the ground, but in the direction of the Eagles.
What Dak did was not a foul.
Right.
What Jalen did was
spit like a man.
The Eagles beat
the... you can't spit on a human, gang. You just can't do that. Yeah, you can't spit on the human, bro.
Cowboys 24-20 and won their first 4 games, but Carter's opening salvo foreshadowed his team ending 2025 with a bad taste in their mouths. A.J. Brown was consistently frustrated with his lack of targets. Saquon Barkley...
Bro, what was up with A.J., gang? I was with him in the beginning. Bro. Echo? There's an echo? Hello? You good? Oh. Oh, okay.
Followed up a 2,000-yard season with roughly half the production, and the offense stagnated so much by December that offensive coordinator...
I mean, like I said, in the beginning, I was with him, but this throw right here should have been completed.
And the offense stagnated...
Like what? Like, do you think he was a quick out?
So much by December that offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo had his house painted a new coat of eggshell by the Philly faithful.
Somebody told me this was Eagles right here. Somebody said this was Eagles right here on TikTok.
By almost all measures, it was a nightmare follow-up to a Super Bowl season, but of course, they still won the NFC East by a very comfortable 4-game margin. If the Eagles took a step down after winning the Super Bowl, it's hard to describe what happened to the team they beat in New Orleans.
That's what Eagles was saying to Sirianni. He thought he was dicking me. Whole time I was dicking him. Nut ass bull. That's what Eagles was saying, bro.
Orleans that day. And by hard, I mean it's hard for me to not fucking laugh my ass off at the fall of Satan's little helpers, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Satan's little helpers is crazy.
The 3-time reigning AFC champs were 11-0.
Your shit, Siri. You gotta take your mans, flip them over. Like, bro, Philly niggas is awkward, bro.
In 1-score games in 2024. The regression to the mean was swift, and suddenly KC lost their first 5 games, decided by 8 or fewer points. That's the moment I knew that they were in trouble.
Now I'm lying on the cold, hard ground.
Chris Jones was talking shit to Jalen Hurts pre-in-the-game kneel downs.
They have 100 yards. We won the game. Chill out with this.
And no one outside of Trevor Lawrence
I didn't know that. They were talking like that?
100 yards. We won the game. Chill out with this.
And no one outside of Trevor Lawrence was...
Wait, hold on. Jalen didn't have 100 yards that game? Oh, he did. He had 101. I mean, that's not any better. Wow. I mean, this game in overall was an offensive stinker for both teams, though. Yeah, this game was a stinker for both sides. Yeah, Chris Jones, you can't say too much, gang.
was able to bring down Trevor Lawrence with the game on the line. The unthinkable had finally happened.
When did this happen,
And
bro?
the Chiefs were a quarter away from being eliminated in Week 15 when somehow something even more unthinkable happened and Patrick Mahomes unfortunately tore his ACL. For the first time since 2014, football fans would have to cope with a playoff tournament that did not involve the Chiefs. Oh, the horror. Although I wish they would have been bounced with a healthy Mahomes. That would have been more gratifying.
Makes you feel like a man.
Perhaps all of their late game magic had been transferred over
This,
to their AFC.
you want to talk about devil magic? Bo Nix has an insane amount of devil magic, bro. We have to start talking about Bo Nix and his black magic. I understand they're not, you know, Super Bowl. They haven't win a Super Bowl or anything. We got to pay attention to Bo Nix, y'all. Be careful. Bo is clutch. Bo, bro. There's a difference between clutch and then night and day. This dude could come out and throw 4 interceptions in like the first 3 quarters and then 5 touchdowns in 1 quarter. I don't know. I don't know how he'd be doing that shit.
West rivals. That certainly was not the case early on for the Denver Broncos, who lost games 2 and 3 on walk-off field goals, some featuring the rarely called and totally bullshit leverage penalty. Leverage was a word of 2025.
You see the leverage.
But that jump-started an 11-game mid-season win streak, where 9 of those victories came by a 1-score margin. Suck it, Kansas City. Led by a league-leading 68 sacks on opposing quarterbacks.
68
The Broncos
sacks
were
is
winning
crazy.
ugly games in London, ugly games for the whole country to see on Thursday Night Football.
Watching the Broncos was so not fun last year. I'm not gonna lie to you. Watching the Broncos play is not fun. It's not even like a fun defensive game. It's just bad. It's bad offense, like horrible offense for the first 3.5 quarters, and then he just pulls some shit out of his ass, and the other team sells.
Batting down passes in
I
our
can't
nation's
stand watching
capital and
Broncos
staging
ball.
late-game comebacks led by second
Bro,
year.
not too much on the Spurs. Bro.
God bless Bo Nix himself. The most dramatic of those wins came at home in Week 7. Through 3 quarters and change, the team had laid a massive egg against the 2-win Giants, but roared back to score 33 points in the 4th quarter alone and went on a
33 points in 1 quarter, guys. At what point do we have to worry he's like a Satan worshiper?
Big Nuts Lutz field goal. 33 points to honor the late Demaryius Thomas.
Look at this. 0, 0, 0, 33. Like, what? That is insane.
Lost at age 33 and inducted into the Broncos Ring of
Damn.
Honor at halftime of that game.
R.I.P.
And upon
DT, man.
reflection, that game had one of the craziest 4th quarters I think any of us have ever seen. It took 14 wins and several minor heart attacks to get there, but the Broncos won their division for the first time in a decade and secured the top spot in the AFC. But what about the team that melted down at a mile high? Losing that game in Denver didn't officially end the Brian Dable era in
Ball-head
New York,
ass.
but it might as well have.
Ball-head
Taking the
ass.
reins from Danger, Russell Wilson.
This game was elite.
Oh boy, throw it up for grabs.
This game was elite. This game was an elite game right here.
And handing them to a first-round rookie QB, Jackson Dart might have saved
Hey, watch.
Dable, but Dart was splitting
Hey,
time
watch.
between the end zone and the blue tent at an alarming rate.
We hate watching the
One
Giants
that
this year.
Dable just
Except for
couldn't
Neighbors.
keep his big, beautiful, bald head out of, if you remember. Malik Neighbors looked primed to build on his stellar rookie
Yeah.
season at receiver, but tore his ACL in September.
Ah!
Rookie Cam Scadaboo was every bit the pit bull he was at Arizona State, but it's hard to run through a brick wall when your leg is pointing 90 degrees
Oh, I
in
remember
the wrong
that.
direction.
Oh.
The G-Men lost 9 games in the middle of the season, the most embarrassing of which took place in Foxborough when Abdul Carter was briefly benched, although not for the reasons relating to adult.
Bro, this fake account right here, this fake account has gotten like 5 ESPN officials, bro. This fake account has gotten so many actual professional people. It's kind of crazy.
Entertainment, and Younghoe Koo managed to turn a field goal attempt
Oh,
into
yeah.
a divot
Bro.
on the turf and a sack for
betting.
holder Jamie Gillian.
I guess that goes down as a miss. I don't know. He never touched the ball.
That
Yeah.
hilarious Younghoe Koo kick was really the Giants season in a
DraftKings.
nutshell.
DraftKings.
Side note, that kick actually saved a man's life. Mark Toothaker, that is a real name, Mark Toothaker, laughed so hard at the field goal fuck-up that he had a seizure, which allowed doctors to discover and successfully remove a brain tumor. Another young
That's
ho
actually
saves a
kinda
life.
crazy.
By week 17, the Giants were in
Can you imagine someone missing? If Younghoe Koo makes that field goal, he never laughs that hard, and he just goes on about his life with a brain tumor. That's crazy how life works, bro.
the running for the number
That is
one
actually
overall
insane.
pick, but they ran into an even bigger train wreck. The Las Vegas Raiders, who secured the rights to Fernando Mendoza with
Yeah,
the
they were
heroic
some ass.
34-10 loss to the Giants, but it took a long season of losing to get there. Their newly acquired quarterback, Geno Smith, led the league in interceptions and middle fingers pointed at his own fans. First-round pick running back Ashton Genty learned the difference between running through the Mountain West and running behind a Raiders offensive line, and Pete Carroll looked like he was about to be replaced by Kamala Harris at any moment.
All right.
Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man.
But strangely enough, the team was threatening on respectability early in the season.
Oh man.
That is until Bears special teamer Josh Blackwell
Geno
learned
was
how
under
to
pressure.
block well. Chicago lost their
offense is
first two
bad.
games under new head coach Ben Johnson.
You need to change what you're doing.
I don't know. You think so? We're going to be just fine.
But by November, the only thing Johnson was losing was his temper and his clothes. Oh boy. And were we lucky to see that man half naked. A stoic on the sideline, Magic Mike in the locker room. Caleb Williams outlasted Joe Flacco in an 89-point shootout against
That
the
play, I remember
Bengals, and
that
the former
play. The
number one pick
walk-off.
posted perhaps the best passing season in
Why'd she
Bears
say that?
history. Even
She basically she was just doing her job. It was like the halftime. It was like the halftime thing where they're like, you know, like, are you worried about your offense? And he basically just took it up the butt. That's all.
if he did fall 58 yards short of 4,000 in the process. A number no Bears quarterback has ever cracked. It helped that their defense posted a league-leading 23 interceptions, 12 of them coming from Kevin Byard and breakout star Nashawn Wright. With the NFC North
Nashawn,
on
Bay
the
Area
line
product.
in Week 16, Caleb Williams led
coached
a
Nashawn before,
10-point
too.
comeback in the final 5 minutes and finished off the Packers with a 46-yard dagger to DJ Moore in overtime.
What a horrible end to that game.
Williams' performances in the clutch earned him the nickname Iceman.
No one calls
If
him
Nick
that.
Bosa ever gets that nickname, it will be for very different reasons, by the way. The city of Chicago had
Fuck
a
Nick
pope in
Bosa.
the Vatican and a team in the playoffs, and Caleb Williams with the game on the line was
You're the
some of the
reason
most
he's good,
fun
for real?
football you could watch. As for the Packers, they look like they
I suck coaching DBs, bro. I'm more of a linebacker
might
guy.
be one of the more dominant teams in the
Caleb
NFL.
Williams being the best Bears quarterback of all time is kind of crazy, though.
After a blockbuster preseason trade for all-pro edge rusher Micah Parsons. And even though Green Bay could withstand the loss of Tucker Kraft,
That boy
a
Jerry Jones
late-season ACL
traded
injury
a
to
lemon.
Parsons in Denver as he tried to tackle Bo Nix, dropped a team contending
Ah!
for the 1 seed down to the wild card. Not to mention
That was Ben Affleck.
massive problems in the kicking game for the Packers. That trade may have been a fleecing, but when Green Bay and Dallas met in Jerry World a month into the season, they needed 70 minutes of football to produce a 40-40 tie.
That was a good game, too, though. That was a
tie
crazy-ass game.
Nobody gets glory holes after a tie.
I want me some glory hole.
That was pretty emblematic of Dallas's 2025 season. The first under Brian
Loki won that
Schottenheimer.
trade. He's
Dad,
hurt
how'd you
again.
do? And I was like, 6'7", whatever that thing means. And
The seventh best scoring
He did that. They were scared to lose. Somebody had to win that game.
offense, though, was weighed down by a defense that allowed a league-worst 30 points per game.
Ooh.
And career-best seasons for newcomers Javonte Williams and George Pickens couldn't
Oh
pick
my
up
God.
a team that was reeling on the other side of the ball.
They just needed
Pickens
some help
cracked
on
1,400
defense, bro.
yards and 9 touchdowns. His best game was a 160-yard day against the Panthers, which the Cowboys lost 27-20. And the team rallied together after the tragic death of 24-year-old
R.I.P.
defensive end Marshawn Nealand
R.I.P.,
and
man.
peaked with the Thanksgiving Day upset over the Chiefs, but missed the playoffs with the second consecutive 7-win season. Again, no glory holes for Jared Jones in 2025 despite a mid-season trade.
Bro, this is a great trade, by the way. This is going to help this team out a lot. But imagine having 2 back-to-back winning seasons, like record-wise, and you just don't make the playoffs either one. That's so unfortunate. That's actually diabolical. It's kind of crazy.
With the Jets for Quinnen Williams. 2 of Dallas's wins came at the expense of the Washington Commanders, who finished a game short of the Super Bowl in 2024 and were 3-2 before an 8-game losing streak plummeted them to the depths of the NFC East. Jaden Daniels missed 10 games after winning Rookie of the Year, with his season ending after a gruesome elbow injury. Terry McLaurin missed another 7, and 39-year-old Josh Johnson was starting games by the end of the season. But hey, at least Traylon Burks made one of the greatest catches of the season when he mossed Riley Moss on Sunday Night Football. As a Broncos fan, seeing that was his only touchdown all season and one of just 10 total catches makes me want to pull out my hair and eat it. As for Burks' old team, the Tennessee Titans, well, they were looking for anyone who could catch or block for the first overall pick, Cam Ward. Cam Ward took a league-high 55 sacks. Head coach Brian Callahan got the axe after 6 games.
I mean, we keeping a buck right now, we ass. We dropped a quarter of our fucking games, and we've yet to do anything, so we have to lock in.
And their first win came in dramatic fashion in the desert. Amari DiMarcado was inches away from putting the Cardinals up 22 points in the fourth quarter against Tennessee, but pulled the Deshaun Jackson, got roughed up by his head coach, Jonathan Gannon, and watched while the Cardinals turned a game-sealing interception into a Titans score. Arizona could have left that game with a winning record, and instead they finished the year on a 1-14 skid.
This is one thing. Yeah, I don't get the backlash either. He's keeping it a buck. We ass. He does not like he said this team is ass. He said we, as in included himself. But the thing about the NFL, bro, is that we take those shitty games for granted. Like this Arizona-Tennessee game. Like in the moment, we're like, oh my God, I'm finna go play Madden, or I'm finna go to the movies, or you take those kind of games for granted. But then April comes around and you're like, fuck, I'll take any type of game right now. It's kind of crazy, bro. It's kind of crazy.
That cost Gannon his job, ended Kyler Murray's tenure as a Cardinal, and bought Jacoby Brissett another 5 years in the league.
I would have did the same thing
Trey
too, though.
McBride and receiver Michael Wilson emerged as stars with Jacoby Brissett, but Marvin Harrison Jr. suffered a case of the yips that sank his second season in the league. He had trouble holding on to the ball, and his dad's old team had trouble holding on to a fast start. The 2025 Indianapolis Colts.
What did Cam Newton say to Keon Coleman? We give that grace to the young players. You're supposed to be our number 1, and you're playing like a bum. Marvin Harrison about to be the next one, man. Bro, Jacoby is he's a great bridge quarterback. He's probably the best bridge quarterback in the league.
Had one of the all-time roller
This is coming from a Browns fan. Like I said, he had us as a top 10 offense when he played for us, when Deshaun was suspended. Jacoby's gonna do everything right. Not that athletic, but he gonna make some plays.
Seasons we've ever seen, spanning the passing of owner Jim Irsay to the return of 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. Shane Steichen opted to start one Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson in September, which initially proved wise because while Richardson was accidentally blinding himself with an elastic band,
I thought he got hit. Wait. He had an orbital fracture from an elastic band? I thought bro got hit in practice. Oh my God. I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
While Richardson was accidentally blinding himself with an elastic band, Indiana Jones and Jonathan Taylor were competing against each other for MVP and had the team sitting at 7-1 atop the entire AFC. They figured it was time to strike while the iron was hot. Traded 2 first.
That was such a dumb fucking trade. Oh my God, that is one of the stupidest trades.
Round picks for corner Sauce Gardner and promptly tanked the rest of their fucking season.
Yeah.
That may go down as one of the least effective midseason blockbuster trades ever. Daniel Jones, though.
Oh God, when you start bleeding?
He played through a broken leg valiantly, but that eventually lost his entire season to an Achilles tear.
I wonder how pissed coaches get when off the field injuries like that. Like, bro, like Joe Mixon. I've heard so many stories about Joe Mixon. This nigga, apparently, someone said his ex-girlfriend shot him in the foot, and then I heard he shot himself in the foot, and then I heard his girlfriend ran over his foot. Like, bruh.
The 8-5 Colts were still in the mix, just without a viable starting quarterback.
Hold on, let me go back real quick.
We're still in the.
This Texans team should have at worst went like 13-4, honestly. But that boy CJ is just I don't know what to say.
Mix, just without a viable starting quarterback. And just like Jonathan Taylor Thomas in the final season of Home Improvement, Jonathan Taylor completely disappeared. Good reference by me. In their hour of need, though,
Jonathan cost me my fantasy playoff appearance.
Called up an old legend who had retired too soon and talked him back onto the field. Welcome back, Andrew Luck. Phillip Rivers. Rivers unretired to join Indy with a month left to go in the season. Reset his Hall of Fame clock. Hustled.
You know what's crazy? Rivers' fat ass is low-key hooping. Hey, Phillip Rivers' big ass was low-key balling out. I ain't gonna lie to you.
His family some more health care and nearly beat the Seahawks in Seattle 3 days after getting his slightly larger ass off the couch.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
He lost all 3 of his starts, but he gives a shit. It was
look at that
awesome,
fucking dime. Like he was balling.
Kind of overshadowed an absolute disaster.
Look at that dime.
Season for Indianapolis.
Bro, he was hooping.
Rivers' successor in Los Angeles, Justin Herbert, was facing an uphill battle after losing both of his starting tackles and fracturing his hand, which he played through with a comically large Mario-style glove or cast or some shit. He also had a new relationship brewing with pop star Madison Beer. He chose to stay out of the spotlight after an overtime victory over the Eagles on Monday night in December.
I'm trying to celebrate with my team.
No, I know, but can we just talk to you really fast?
The Chargers, though, were still playing for the AFC West title in Week 17, but couldn't overcome a 14-point onslaught in the first 6 minutes against the Texans. While the Chargers started out 3-0, the Texans had to climb out of an 0-3 hole, jump-starting their season with the...
Like, what's up with CJ, gang? What's up with him?
Onslaught in the first 6 minutes against the Texans. While the Chargers started out...
I love those navy blue Charger units.
3-0, the Texans had to climb out of an 0...
What's up with bro?
0-3 hole, jump-starting their season with a 19-point fourth-quarter comeback against the Jags.
Davis Mills deadass would have took these guys to the Super Bowl. I'm not even trying to be funny. Something mentally is wrong with CJ, bro. Something mentally is wrong with him. Yeah, those navy blue unis are so fucking cold.
Quarterback Davis Mills stuck his neck out for a game-winning
like, bro,
touchdown.
Davis, I'm not being funny. Davis Mills takes the Texans to the Super Bowl. He's a veteran. He's been in Houston for God knows how long. He knows the offense like the back of his hand. He's not some fresh, young-faced rookie or young player. He's big. He's serviceable. He's obviously mobile. He's not going to make like a crazy accurate bomb, but he's going to take care of the offense, bro, which is what you need to do when you have a defense like that.
Eventually led to 9 straight wins and a 3rd consecutive playoff berth for D'Amico Ryans.
Like, look at what your defense is doing.
High fives for everyone. Oddly enough, that loss.
I'm not even trying to be funny. I think if you put Pink at quarterback, I think Houston at least makes it to the AFC Championship.
Might have been the best thing to happen to Jacksonville, who managed to win.
And then out of nowhere, these niggas came good. They became good out of nowhere. Pissed me off.
To cap off the year, including the only road win at Denver by a visiting team in the regular season. Under new head coach Liam Cohen and GM James Gladstone, Jacksonville put all of their eggs in the Travis Hunter basket, but didn't really hit their stride until Hunter's season unfortunately ended with an injury, forcing them to trade for receiver Jacoby Myers. Now, Myers and Parker Washington covered up a disappointing season for Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. Devin Lloyd got an all-pro nod at linebacker, and the Jaguars became...
Why didn't they pay him? They really let Devin Lloyd walk, bro. That is a linebacker like that. You have to keep him on your team. Pay him whatever the hell he wanted, whatever he was asking for. Whatever he was asking for, you give him more. That's crazy to let this man walk, bro.
The surprise winners of the AFC South. Oh, yeah, and Cam Little, their kicker, hit a 68-yard field goal, clearing the previous NFL record by 2 full yards.
That dude's
That
insane.
old record belonged to Justin Tucker. And for the first time since Billy Cundiff shanked away a chance to go to the Super
Mike, I was going to answer the question for you fucking troll.
Bowl, the Ravens were without the best kicker in NFL history. Something about a massage ended his career prematurely. Or was it something about his prematurely that ended his massage? I can't remember. They were also without a defense for the first part of the season. Baltimore allowed 41 points to Buffalo to lose a heartbreaking season opener on Sunday Night Football.
This is what I be talking about. I know I keep pausing, but brother, Lamar is a good quarterback. He's an elite quarterback. But when it comes to these big games, he has shitty starts, and he tries his damnedest to make up for it. But when those final seconds come down to it, his teammates shit the bed. Just absolutely shit the bed, bro. Justin Tucker. Yeah, prison.
Fumbled by King Henry in the clutch.
Bro.
Then gave up 38, 37, and 44 points in 3 straight weeks before falling to 1-5. Lamar Jackson missed 5 games, but Baltimore rode Derrick Henry for close to 1,600 yards and found themselves with a chance to win the AFC North in Pittsburgh Week 18. All they needed was rookie kicker Tyler Loop to send them to the playoffs.
Snap good. Hold it. The kick is no good. And the Steelers are the champions of the North.
Well, still closer than Billy Cundiff. The Ravens fell to 8-9, and John Harbaugh was shown the door after 18 years as head coach in Baltimore. The AFC North belonged to the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers, who in very Steelers fashion dodged a losing season as an elderly quarterback.
You're an ageist.
Thanks in part to a narrow victory in Detroit that was overshadowed by DK Metcalf's altercation with a Lions fan that led to a 2-game suspension.
Oh my God.
Not to worry,
this season
they
was
had
crazy.
Adam Thielen to replace him after a midseason acquisition that turned this tweet into an instant.
We can't eat soup with forks. We need spoons. Hey, this season was crazy.
Hall of Famer.
This season was
Thielen
actually
did
insane.
catch the pass from Rodgers that gave A-Rod more playoff passing yards than one Big Ben.
This season was
Thielen
nuts.
came over from Minnesota because he wanted a shot at the playoffs, and the Vikings were not exactly on that trajectory. The Vikings 2025
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie. I need one of them navy blue Charger joints, bro.
season will not be remembered by the 5 meaningless games they won to end the season, or by cornerback Isaiah Rodgers posting a perfect PFF rating in Week 3 against the Bengals where he forced 3 turnovers and scored 2 touchdowns, but rather by one word.
Yeah. Big 9, bro. Stop playing with him.
Or one number, I guess.
Stop playing with him.
Could it be 9?
9! 9! 9! 9! 9!
The number of the day is 9.
No, not their 9 wins. Number 9, J.J. McCarthy. The 22-year-old quarterback who memed himself into infamy.
I call him 9. 9 comes out.
McCarthy's great.
You can't give yourself a nickname, not alone. You can't give yourself a second personality and then name that personality. You just can't. You have to let either your teammates do it, your coach do it, the fans do it, the media. You can't give yourself a nickname. And you can't have an imaginary version of you that comes. Nigga, you're not Beyonce. There's no Sasha Fierce, right? There's no you just can't do it. Like, you can't do that. Like, it's corny and it's bad, bro. It's bad. I don't even know if If they do trade JJ, what do you get for him? What do you get? Honestly, what do you get for JJ? If the Vikings put a call out to 31 other teams and was like JJ McCarthy is on the block, what do you get in return? A fourth, maybe like a low tier veteran, a fifth, a seventh, a fourth, and a book. There's no way you're getting anything better than a fourth rounder, bro. Some chips. I might get these niggas a Capri Sun, some Duracell batteries, bro, in the 6. They gonna have to take it. But it's like, it's crazy.
This crime might have been making
Snickers.
Justin Jefferson
Yo,
look pedestrian,
Fago.
posting a career-low 1,084 yards and just 2 touchdowns.
I gotta go back
Jefferson's old LSU teammates, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, were also having a season to forget in Cincinnati. Burrow suffered a debilitating toe injury in Week 2, giving new meaning to catch a tiger by his toe. Eeny, meeny, miny, Joe. Sorry, I was letting my 5-year-old co-write with me this week. And the first one of you who writes, couldn't tell a difference in the comments. The Bengals, ironically, got off to a good start. Then floundered with Jake Browning and Joe Flacco. Outside of a classic Thursday night football shootout against the Steelers. Where
this is when Mike Tomlin should have got fired. Why are you letting Jamar Chase catch all these passes? You know the ball's coming to him, and you still ain't bracketing Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase had like 20 catches this game.
Teams combined for 64 points, and the 2 starting quarterbacks combined for 82 years on planet Earth. 2025 was so crazy that I almost forgot that the Cleveland Browns traded away 40-plus-year-old QB Joe Flacco to a division rival mid-season. An insane thing to happen. And it's a blip note in 2025. A move Mike Tomlin thought was asinine.
Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us, because it doesn't make sense to me to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area.
The cheapest franchise in the NFL, essentially, detained Trey Hendrickson against his will, only for the stud pass rusher to miss 10 games. The Bengals, for the 3rd year in a row, missed the playoffs with an elite offensive core and just no defense to speak of. Their neighbors in Ohio may have had an elite defensive core, led, of course, by their former star pass rusher, player of the year, Myles Garrett, who notched an all-time record 23 sacks in a single season to break Michael Strahan and TJ Watt's old mark just months after asking out of Cleveland. Carson Swearinger.
Yeah, his name's hard as shit to say, but we gonna hear it a lot. That boy good.
Today, Junior.
Swearinger won Defensive Rookie of the Year, but nothing could save the second to worst scoring offense. That's right, 31st in scoring.
Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, dog. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, man. Oh, my days. We averaged 16 points. That's 2 touchdowns and a safety a game, bro. This is nasty. This is disgusting. And here's the thing. We lost to the number 3 team. And the number 4 team. And the number 7. Like, bro, we lost. With our defense, we should have never lost to the Jets. We should have never lost to the Titans. We should have never lost to the Vikings. We beat the Raiders. And we beat the Dolphins. We whooped their ass, actually. But yeah, bro, this is unacceptable. Cause 1, 2, 3. We win those 3. I ain't gonna lie, we're in the running to win the division.
Despite boasting not 1, but 2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks, Joe Flacco and Shadir Sanders. Sanders won his first start at Vegas despite one of the funniest fumbles of the year by Jerry Jeudy.
Oh my
and
God.
Actually,
hey, send this nigga to Israel, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Beat Aaron Rodgers and Joe Burrow in back-to-back weeks to cap the season, which sounds a lot better on paper than it looked on the field. It was not enough, though, to save Coach Kevin Stefanski's job in Cleveland. Stefanski instead takes the reins.
Rest in piss, bozo.
For the Falcons, who, like 3 of their NFC North counterparts, finished the season with an 8-9 record. The Falcons milked Bijan Robinson.
Fam, Look at this.
Parts finish the season.
Look at this division, bro. This is insane. This is insane work. 8-9, 8-9, 8-9, 6-11. The Saints could have won this division, bro. If there was 3 games that they should have won, they could have easily won this division. This is just crazy to see. Yeah, y'all could have won this division easily. If Tyler Shuck started, well, I don't know if he would have been as good earlier in the season because Spencer was Spencer. I think Spencer Rattler helps the Browns win a couple games. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Season with an 8-9 record. The Falcons milked Bijan Robinson for 2,300 scrimmage yards. Remember, guys, you can milk anything. And upset the Bills in front of a national audience before losing 6 of their next 7. Of course, a 2025 recap is not complete without the numbers 6 and 7. God help us. Michael Penix was unable to hit his stride in year 2, mostly because hitting your stride requires 2 functioning ACLs, which unfortunately has really been the case for him.
This is
Kirk
crazy.
Cousins stepped in and collected 5
Yeah, he wasn't
wins,
even playing
proving
bad. He really wasn't.
He may be
I
worth
like
yet
Spencer.
another big contract. Lost on the year, though, was that Atlanta actually finished the season in 2nd place with 57 total sacks.
genie haircut?
A massive leap for a team
I just
that
saw
was
him with the
second
2
to last
braids.
in that category the year prior. Cousins played his best football of the season on
Hold on. I gotta see our defense. I gotta see this beautiful defense. Oh, this defense is so beautiful. We had the 3rd most sacks. Oh my God! Look at our passing yards we gave up. Who was better than us? Where'd it go? 167, 158, 167. We are so good on defense, bro. So freaking good.
Category the year prior. Cousins played his best
can see him in
football
Arizona.
of the season on a Thursday night in Tampa, throwing 3 touchdowns and erasing a
You want to talk about
14-point
night and
fourth
day?
quarter
Kirk Cousins is the definition of an inconsistent quarterback.
deficit to upset the Bucks and send them on a late season skid.
Because look at that stat
Tampa
line.
Bay featured 2 early season
Oh, they didn't show
MVP candidates in Baker Mayfield and wideout Tez Johnson, plus a serious rookie contributor by the name of Emeka Egbuka, who picked up the slack while Mike Evans failed to reach 1,000 yards for the first time in his decorated career as he battled hamstring
Zach Wilson
injuries.
still in the league?
Baker Mayfield was unstoppable with games on the line in their 6-2 start, which unfortunately quickly evaporated into a 2-7 finish, setting up a win and maybe...
Bro, you couldn't tell me they weren't going to win this division with the start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6-2 through week 8. And then just some bullshit after.
In game versus the Panthers to close out the season, the
Oh
Bucks
my
did
gosh.
win that game. It's just that the NFC South was such a
Oh
hodgepodge of
my gosh. To start 6-2 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bro, start 6-2 and end 2-7. Devin, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
mediocrity that the Fates instead nominated
Baker
the
got hurt.
Panthers for
Well,
a home playoff game.
Baker tried to play
instead.
through the pain.
I'm not sure we appreciate
And that's what he tries to do all the time, and I don't know why he does it. It's not smart.
how dumb it is to defeat your division rival in the final game of the season, to have the same record as them, and then miss the playoffs. I mean, it is really, really dumb when you think about it. You have to hand it to the 2025 Panthers, though. They made no sense at all. They beat the Rams and the Packers, lost to the Cardinals, were swept by the Saints, were outscored by 69 points, and still made the playoffs. Bryce Young made a minor leap. Rico Dowdle exploded for 200 yards in a surprisingly fun game against Miami, thanks in part to the play-by-play announcer.
Bryce Young got his man! Touchdown! And the Panthers take the lead!
And rookie wide receiver Teteroa McMillan surpassed 1,000 yards and earned Rookie of the Year
T-Mac
honors.
is gonna be nice.
His main competitor for that award was Saints QB Tyler Shuck, the 26-year-old rookie who posted a winning record, starting for more than half the season on the last place team in the league's worst division. Not a lot of that makes sense, though, does it?
It doesn't make any sense. Any fucking sense.
What is this?
Shuck's
This
savviest
season was
veteran rookie
crazy.
moment might have been when he played dead and drew a flag against Carolina to set up a game-winning field goal by Irish kicker
This season's
Charlie
crazy.
Smythe.
Yeah,
or as they
I gotta
call
see him
in
for a full
Ireland,
season.
Charlie Smythe.
I'm fixing to have a whale of a time in this here mobile pub.
I'm so sorry, what is this?
The Saints were almost definitely the
Bruh.
best team in the NFC South by
That was a late
season's
hit.
end.
Yeah.
But of course, they finished in last place. The best division outside of Arizona was undoubtedly the NFC West. Now, early in the year, the LA Rams looked like they might just run away with the division. Matthew Stafford, who had injury concerns before the season started, entered a mystery van, a silver bullet.
Eagles. I'm telling you, I got written up because of that shit. Jerry Judy owe me something, bro. I don't know what. We'll find out.
Before the season officially started, and just emerged an MVP at age 37, pacing the NFL with over 4,700 yards and 46 touchdowns, 14 of which found fellow elder statesman Devontae Adams for 2-yard scores. Puka Nacua coveted the ball, and he led the league with 129 receptions, getting production on and off the field we haven't seen since the likes of Antonio Brown.
Jesus Christ.
Stay off the streams, Puka, and stop fucking biting people, Puka.
His tooth marks, he bit me.
The Rams split their season series with the 49ers, who won 12 games in spite of injuries to Brock
Eagles.
Purdy,
I
George
could
Kittle,
bring up a
Nick
couple.
Bosa, and Fred Warner. Mac Jones filled in more than admirably and won 5 games while taking a beating like Rocky every week. The 49ers' OT victory against the Rams in October, where Stafford and McCorkle combined for 5 touchdowns and over 700 yards, was one of the best games of the season. When Purdy returned, he peaked with a spectacular showing versus the Bears, in which he tossed 3 touchdowns and ran for another 2.
We should have beat the Niners. We had Brock Purdy in hell, bro.
Up a scenario where the 49ers could very well play home games throughout the playoffs and into the Super Bowl. Wouldn't that have been electric? Maybe. The Detroit Lions, despite winning 27 games over the previous 2 seasons, were no longer Super Bowl contenders.
This may have been our only shot.
The offense still flourished without Ben Johnson. Jared Goff threw 34 TDs, while Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown each topped 1,000 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs produced 18 touchdowns and nearly 2,000 scrimmage yards. Detroit scored over 40 points in 3 different games, including 44 against Washington, with an unexpected commander calling the action from the booth.
Second and
Bro,
7.
our special
Let's see
teams
what
really hold
happens.
us, man.
Whoa.
But without their former Secretary of Defense and casualties to every part of their secondary, the Lions allowed...
Oh my God. Look at all that red. Oh my days. Holy hell.
413 points and took a step back with a 9-8 record and some shocking robbery allegations following the season. Surely that regression would have meant Aaron Glenn found success elsewhere, right? Right? Wrong.
Wrong, sir. Wrong.
Bro,
the New York Jets were technically not the worst team in the NFL, but let's be honest, they were. They actually looked pretty formidable early on, losing shootouts with the Steelers and Buccaneers in the first 3 weeks.
Gary Wilson's
but
the
then
only
the
saving
bottom just
grace.
fell out. They blocked a field goal, returned it for a TD with 2 minutes left against the Bucs, and still lost. Despite Glenn's background as a defensive back, he managed to lead a defense to 0 interceptions.
Oh,
you heard that
my
right?
God.
0 picks. The first time that's happened in NFL history. In their final 5 games, the Jets lost
Brees
by
is
24
decent.
points,
I like
28
Brees.
points, 23 points, 32 points, and 20.
Look at how many passing yards Justin Fields had, and we lost. Here's the kicker. 50 of these passing yards came from a screenplay that they scored a touchdown on.
Points. They finished the season with a minus 203 point margin. It didn't help that they traded away Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams at the deadline, but hell, at least they got some draft picks to work with, right? By comparison, they made the Dolphins look like world beaters. Speaking of beaters, Tyreek Hill became the first player I've seen
Bro said, speaking of beaters,
to look thrilled to have suffered a season-ending injury in Week 4 against the Jets.
Hey, Tyreek
In Mike
is done.
McDaniel's final season as head coach, Miami was a bit of a roller coaster. They managed to lose a game by 25 points in Cleveland, then just a month later beat the Bills by 17 points. Tua was eventually benched after floundering in the cold of Pittsburgh, and Mike McDaniel was ushered out the door at season's end. In their last season at Highmark Stadium, it felt like everything came down to Josh Allen and James Cook, the latter of whom led the NFL with 1,600 rushing yards. Buffalo notched their annual regular season win over the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 9 and kept their division title hopes alive when they erased a 21-point deficit to beat the Patriots in Foxborough.
I think Tyreek's going to retire.
Let's talk about those New England Patriots, led by new head coach Mike Vrabel, who turned a 4-13 team into a 14-win unit in one offseason. Nothing else notable happened for Mike Vrabel. Remember, this is still 2025 we're talking about, okay? I don't have a crystal ball. That incredible on-the-field turnaround happened for a couple reasons. First, second-year QB Drake May made the jump from overmatched rookie to MVP candidate, announcing himself on the national stage with a 3-point win at Buffalo in Week 5. The other reason was a little more jarring. The Patriots faced the easiest schedule of any team since the 1999 Rams. But even though their opponents were ass, Booty and Diggs led a very wide-open offense that spread every inch of the field. By the end of the season, they locked up the second seed in the AFC and might have earned themselves a bye if not for an inexplicable Week 1 loss at home to the Raiders.
I forgot they lost to the Raiders.
That leaves us with just one team to cover. From the regular season, the Seattle Seahawks. It didn't seem like anyone could cover Jackson Smith-Njigba, who amassed a league-leading 1,793 receiving yards and won Offensive Player of the Year and led to a failed Drewski joke at the NFL honors.
Jackson Smith-Njigba. JSN.
And he didn't even have Tourette's.
You ever had yourself checked for Tourette's? What?
Seattle took a chance on 28-year-old quarterback Sam Darnold, cast aside by the Vikings for some reason after a career year in Minnesota. Darnold became the only QB in NFL history to lead 2 different teams to 14 wins in consecutive seasons, and he had the #1 ranked defense to help him get there. After a loss in LA left them 7-3, the Seahawks looked like an afterthought in the chase for the NFC West crown. But they clawed their way back into striking distance, and thanks to a pair of 2-point conversions
that's just me
in a bizarre game that they pulled out of their asses on a crazy comeback on Thursday Night Football to split the series against the Rams. The rubber match would come later. Seattle needed a road win in Santa Clara to claim the division and the top seed in the conference. And 13 points was enough to do the job. After the game, the Seahawks left victory cigars in the 49ers locker room. By the conclusion of the 2025 regular season, 6 of the 14 playoff teams hadn't made it a year earlier. Both top seeds, Denver and Seattle, were largely a surprise. And the Super Bowl champions had limped into the postseason. And the Chiefs were very much absent for the first time since the Obama administration. There was no Lamar Jackson, no Joe Burrow, no Patty Mahomes, which meant it was finally Josh Allen's year, right? Buffalo all the way this time! It was finally Josh enough. What better place to kick off a wild card tournament
What's up, Chico?
of the league's best
Chico,
teams
check your sleeper
than
app, twin.
the home of the Carolina Panthers. The Rams took a 14-0 lead early in the second quarter, and this game was starting to look like 10.5 points was not a big enough spread for an apparent LA steamrolling. But hold on for a second, the Panthers actually came to play. After 2 rushing touchdowns by Chuba Hubbard and another from Bryce Young, the Panthers had roared back and taken a fourth quarter lead. Michael Jackson, for the second time of the season, had picked off Matthew Stafford. We had a surprise shootout on our hands, and it took a Stafford touchdown pass with 38 seconds left to stave off a huge upset. Not to Puka Nacua, not to Devontae Adams, but to Colby.
I'm not even a Panthers fan. I'll never forgive that defensive coordinator for having those Panthers play so far off the ball, knowing all the Rams needed was a first down. Like, you have your DBs 10. Did we watch this game live? I feel like we watched this in Discord, or am I tripping? I feel like we watched this in the Discord. And the corners were just off by like 10, 12 yards, bro. They're just gonna throw screens and slants and quick outs, and that's gonna give them time to stop the clock. That's so dumb. At least I'm not even saying like get in their chest and like jam them. Excuse me, but like tight coverage, bro. Tight, yeah, we did. Oh, okay. I'll think about it. All right, Chico, go ahead and take your nap, bro. I know you've been busy, bro.
Parkinson. Carolina, thanks for showing up, though. Later that night, just after Al Michaels' bedtime, we traveled to Chicago for a rare playoff meeting between the two oldest rivals in the NFL, the Bears and Packers. Just like in Carolina, it looked like this might be decided early. Ben Johnson kept going for it on 4th down like a 10-year-old high on sugar playing Madden, and Jordan Love made him pay with 3 first-half touchdown passes. But the Bears...
This is probably my favorite game of the year. This solidified Caleb Williams as, like, Chicago's guy, for sure.
Bears hadn't come back all year to stop coming on backs when it mattered most. Caleb Williams was far from perfect in his first playoff game, but he rallied his team from an 18-point deficit, aided in part by 3 Brandon McManus missed field goals.
Yeah.
For the second time in as many meetings, DJ Moore came up huge against the Packers, and Love's last-second heave fell incomplete. The Bears had won a playoff game for the first time since 2010. Holy shit.
Man.
That's a tribute to the Pope. Holy shit. Surely, we couldn't get 3 straight playoff classics, right? Down in Duval, the Jaguars played host to the Buffalo Bills. How's that for a first-round playoff draw?
The Jags also choked, bro. They could have knocked out Josh a long time ago. Like, this game was so winnable for Jacksonville.
The team with the longest consecutive playoff appearance predictably looked capable on the road. The Jags, though, were a force on the ground between Travis Etienne and Bashal Tootin. It's a rootin' tootin' super fucking fun game. But abandoned a run game that was gashing Buffalo's D. Buffalo's weakness all year, by the way. Maybe we should have known it wasn't going to be the Jags' day when Cam Little missed a 54-yard field goal right before halftime. But we certainly knew it was game over when Cole Bishop...
See, I told y'all. Y'all see what Buddy said, right? Ferd ass pick 8, Flam ass pick 9, get ready to get fucked. Y'all see why I'm trying to trade out of this shit, right? Bro, Chico, please, bro. Look at what Buddy's saying to me. Please, bro. Just accept my trade, gang.
Got his hands on a Trevor Lawrence pass to preserve a 27-24 victory for the Bills.
Tre'Davious White is all over Jacoby Myers, and Bishop Wisely goes right down. It's just
Trevor
a great
Lawrence,
defensive play by White, ending Jacksonville's season.
Thank you. Hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season. And ladies and gentlemen, Duval, you the one.
And Buffalo's first...
I don't know why people gave that lady so much of a hard time, too. That pissed me off. She was a great... That's love. That's just pure love and nourishment, and just keep your head up. That's encouragement. Instead of these dumbass reporters asking questions like, so your team lost 50-0. Were you pleased with the way your defense performed? No, you dumbass. We lost 50-0. Of course I'm not impressed. Bruh. And people got on her ass. Well, it's all about integrity. And nigga, Diana Rossini was giving neck to half the league, gang. Let's keep the same energy. Auntie just wanted bro to keep his head up. She from the city. She from Duval. You know what I'm saying? Whole time, Rossini out here telling cops, hey, you a Vikings fan? I can FaceTime McConnell. I can FaceTime KLC right now. I got Jetta's on. Bro, don't give me a ticket, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we talking about? And no one is saying anything. The same people that tweeted that lady needs to keep her integrity and keep it. No one is saying shit about Diana Rossini, bro. No one. Those same people who had a problem with that lady saying that to Liam Cohen, no one is speaking on the Diana Rossini shit. Nobody. And I fucking hate it. It's fucking corny. All right, we're good.
First road playoff win in 33 years.
Sorry, I had to turn
up north in a rematch of past playoff rivals, the wounded 49ers defeated the Eagles 23-19, ending Philly's back-to-back championship bid and handing Nick Sirianni his first
AJ Brown can't complain. Nigga dropping passes like that. That's crazy.
Home postseason loss. San Francisco took an early lead on a DeMarcus Robinson touchdown, but Philly pulled ahead 13-10 by halftime through 2 Dallas Goedert scores. alongside some sideline tension between Sirianni and A.J. Brown.
Yeah, because
and
everybody's afraid of, oh, I don't want to hurt Diana's feelings. Man, fuck Diana Rossini, bro. And Vrabel already did it. And then Vrabel want to start bringing puppies to his press conferences to distract it.
Achilles injury to George Kittle. After a quiet third quarter, Christian McCaffrey scored twice for the Niners, first on a trick play pass from Jawan Jennings, and later on a game-winning throw from Brocketh Purdy. Although Quinion Mitchell intercepted Purdy twice, the Eagles failed to capitalize.
Flam, you fan? I ain't gonna lie. Y'all, if y'all ever FaceTime me or call me on Discord and the cop is there, I'm gonna be like, yeah, check his trunk. He got Dracos too. And I'm gonna hang up.
On the turnovers,
give you a heads up.
Stalling on their final drive, which led to the immediate firing of Philly OC Kevin Patullo, whose house is now free from being egged.
Here's some fan reaction to the firing of Kevin Patullo. I feel like it's the third best thing that's ever happened in Eagles history. First is the 2 Super Bowls.
And finally,
yo, why are Eagles fans so fucking mean, bro? Why are Eagles fans so mean? She said that's the third thing that's ever happened to the Eagles franchise. Bro. Yo, that's crazy hate. That's crazy hate. They probably skipped school for this.
Egg.
Here's some fan reaction to the firing of Kevin Patullo. I feel like it's the third best thing that's ever happened in Eagles history. First is the 2 Super Bowls.
And finally, to round out that spectacular wild card weekend, well, we got Chargers-Patriots.
Shout out to Maya
The Chargers
Coleman,
missed early scoring opportunities, failing to capitalize.
This game was, bro, those first few playoff games were bangers, and then you would have to watch this shitter. Every game the Patriots played in was absolute shitters. Every single one.
Capitalize on 2 goal line chances in the first half and managing only 3 points. New England held a narrow 6-3 lead at halftime.
I mean,
in the
it's
third
the Patriots
quarter, a
too.
Patriots drive was thwarted when Drake May was sacked and fumbled near the Chargers goal line, but there was a Grand Canyon-sized margin for error against the Chargers offense that day, and May secured the 16-3 victory in the fourth quarter with the touchdown pass to former Charger tight end Hunter Henry. The win marked the Patriots' first postseason victory since Super Bowl.
Everybody was saying that now the Chargers were dealing with like a makeshift offensive line, but there were some throws that Justin Herbert just straight up missed on. Like bad throws. Like throws that were game winners, like 30, 40-yard plays. He just clearly just missed.
Super Bowl 53 and preserved their undefeated Super Bowl era playoff record
Drake
against
may
the
not
Chargers.
a playoff guy for sure.
Justin Herbert, meanwhile, fell to 0-3 in his playoff career. If only.
He cries to the moon. If only, if only.
Holy crap, we got one more game. I almost forgot. That's right. The Steelers did, in fact, make the playoffs. And they were awarded, yes, a game at home. Despite 3 early turnovers from playoff CJ Stroud, including 2 fumbles and an interception, Houston held a narrow 7-6 lead at halftime thanks to a touchdown pass by a Christian Kirk.
We saw Charlie Kirk catch 8 receptions for 144 yards. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Oh my God, Stephen A, brother.
I apologize. Oh my God.
Not yet. The other one. And a swarming defense that limited Pittsburgh to 2 field goals.
Man.
The Texans pulled away though in the fourth quarter, dominant on both sides of the ball. Sheldon Rankins returned an Aaron Rodgers fumble for a touchdown. Woody Marks added a short scoring run, and Kalen Bullock capped the victory with the 50-yard interception return. Houston outgained Pittsburgh 408 to 175 yards.
I think Houston's defense had more yards than their offense. The Steelers' offense is crazy.
With Woody Marks rushing for a $112 and Kirk totaling 144 receiving yards. In their first ever playoff meeting, the Texans secured the franchise's first road postseason victory by defeating the Steelers 30-6, prompting Pittsburgh head coach Mike Tomlin to step down after 19 seasons and a record-tying 7th consecutive playoff loss.
We do not care.
Let's jump ahead 1 week, as you do in the playoffs, and introduce the first seed in the AFC, the Denver Broncos, who were hosting the Bills in Denver. Denver controlled the first half of the game despite early red zone missed opportunities. After Alex Singleton woke the Broncos up with a forced fumble, Bo Nix threw touchdown passes to Frank Crum. Yes, reserve tackle Frank Crum and sixth-string blocking receiver Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Bruh.
While Will Lutz capitalized on a late Josh Allen fumble with a 50-yard field goal to give
Bro, that's
Denver
what
a
I'm saying.
20-10 halftime
Nasty.
lead. The third quarter quickly went Denver's way thanks to turnovers, including another Josh Allen fumble.
Y'all, we got to stop letting Josh Allen get away with this shit, bro. I don't know who his PR agent is, but we got to get him out of here.
And a back-and-forth interceptions.
Deep ball down the field, and he is intercepted by Locke.
We gotta let him get away.
Touchdown.
Stop letting him get away with this, bro.
Kincaid, giving Buffalo a 24-23 lead early in the fourth. A Matt Prater field
Insane PR. He got that Kardashian PR, bro.
responded with a 29-yard touchdown pass to Marvin Mims with under a minute remaining.
Yeah, Bo Nix is
Josh
clutch as
Allen
shit. I will give him
drove
that.
the Bills downfield to set up a game-tying 50-yard field goal by Prater with 5 seconds left, forcing playoff overtime. In the extra period, Denver intercepted Josh Allen after a review upheld a contested catch by Jaquan McMillan. Everyone on earth agreed then and now that was a clean interception by the Denver Broncos.
Not too much
I'm
on
standing
Mark,
up for
bro.
Buffalo, damn it. I'm standing up for us.
Aided by 2 costly pass interference penalties against Buffalo.
Yeah. Lamar should have won that MVP.
23-yard field goal. Despite the victory, the Broncos lost Bo Nix for the remainder of the postseason to a broken fucking ankle, which the world found out within about an hour of the thrilling ending.
Not good news on the second to last play in overtime.
You want to talk about a freak accident, bro? Look, he's walking normally.
Tuesday of this week, which will put him out for the rest.
That, bro.
Catastrophic. And I cannot accurately describe with words.
You probably don't have me next week. My head keeps blowing out.
How much?
Bro, when I heard that, I thought it was a fake tweet. I thought it was a fake tweet on my timeline.
Need a little wind here.
Need a little wind here.
No, you need to drop a couple hundred pounds, Blimp.
Need a little wind here.
You better pray to the
Yeah,
God.
that adrenaline's a mug, but like, from the way they were describing it, he shouldn't have been walking. Like,
The defeat led to the immediate firing of Bills head coach
It was
Sean
cold, too,
McDermott
though. It
in
was
favor
cold,
of offensive
damn.
coordinator Joe Brady. While we were still processing the Bo Nix news with copious amounts of alcohol and drugs-infused alcohol, so hard they'd send shivers down Lawrence Taylor's spine.
For 2 years, he says, he chased cocaine the way he had chased quarterbacks.
NFC 1 seed Seattle dominated San Francisco
Bro,
from the opening whistle
this
to
writing
advance
is
to his
crazy.
first NFC championship game since.
You want to talk about fucking belt? You want to talk about belt?
Shaheed set the tone immediately by returning the game's opening kickoff for a touchdown, proving to be the most competent mid-season trade from 2025. Kenneth Walker completely took over the second half, scoring 2 rushing touchdowns in the third and fourth quarters to blow the game open.
Bro.
With the game well out of reach, both teams pulled their starters to play out the final minutes. The 41-6 victory marked the 49ers' first playoff exit before the conference championship round since 2002?
Pulling your starters in the divisional game is nuts.
Sam Darnold also won his first playoff game. Spoiler, not his last. The winner of Texans-Patriots would be traveling to Denver.
Another
for the
shitter, bro.
And whoever survived would be facing
These
a
defenses,
backup
I feel bad for
quarterback
both.
at Mile High.
I feel bad for both defenses, man.
Defense dominated from the start of the game, overcoming a quiet day from their offense by forcing 5 total turnovers. Drake May threw an early TD pass to Demario Douglas, but the Texans briefly took the lead following a Christian.
Charlie Kirk.
No, the other one. Kirk touchdown.
Bro, you gonna mess with my algorithm, bro. Stop.
Claimed control before halftime with a Marcus Jones interception return for a touchdown and a Stephon Diggs TD catch, building a 21-10 lead. Houston did fight back in the third quarter with 2 field goals, narrowing their deficit to 5 points after recovering a Drake May fumble, one of his flaws. However, the Patriots permanently extended their lead early in the fourth quarter when May connected with Kayshawn Booty wide open for a spectacular 32-yard touchdown pass. A true beauty.
Bro, this video, I don't even know if I can upload it to YouTube anymore, bro.
Key starters, Trent Brown, Nico Collins, and Dalton Schultz, as C.J. Stroud was intercepted 4 times and may have lost whatever momentum he had left from his rookie season.
Damn.
The Patriots, you guessed it, would face Jarrett Stidham in a week's time. Drake May somehow survived what looked like the best defense in the NFL, while C.J. Stroud left us with more questions than answers about his long-term viability in the NFL. But we still had one more divisional game, right?
Put that pregnant
Welcome
belly
back
away.
to Chicago.
This was a great playoff game. Hey, CJ Stroud, bro, I know you probably don't watch my videos game, but if you ever come across this or somebody clips it for you, lock the fuck in, bro.
Touchdown to DJ Moore on 4th down. The teams went into halftime, tied at 10. A signal that the Bears deserved to be there. Following a scoreless third quarter, Los Angeles broke the deadlock in the fourth with a second touchdown run from Kyron Williams. Chicago appeared defeated after a late goal line stand by the Rams defense. But a short punt gave the Bears one final opportunity. With less than 30 seconds remaining, Caleb Williams escaped an all-out blitz and completed
He's a special talent. He's special, bro. He's reckless, but he's special.
Cole Kmet to tie the game at 17 and force overtime. A play in which Caleb backpedaled further than a politician caught with his pants down, presumably to service one Mike Vrabel.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
The Bears defense quickly forced a punt in OT, but the momentum vanished when Caleb Williams threw his 3rd interception of the day, turning the ball over to...
I'll never forget.
Taking advantage of the short field, the Rams drove deep into...
If you want to know if somebody knows ball, ask them about that last Caleb Williams interception. What do they think about it? Do they think it was a bad throw by Caleb? Because if they do, they don't know ball. This nigga DJ Moore stopped running his route. Not only that, he rounded out his route. You know you're never supposed to round out your route in a situation like that, bro. Caleb expected DJ to keep digging. He didn't dig. He slowed down, legit stopped, and then kept, at least be in a position to knock it down.
That the Chiefs were absent, and the first time since 2010 that neither Tom Brady nor Patrick Mahomes
Mike,
participated.
I think that's DJ's fault, bro.
All we had to do was sacrifice Bo Nix's ankle to ensure the NFL's 2 greatest demonic forces weren't in the championship game. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Because of the Knicks injury, the Patriots entered the matchup as the largest road favorites.
The fact that Jarrett Stidham almost won this game just says everything.
Record when playing in Denver. And that was despite the hype Sean Payton created around backup QB Stiddy.
And listen, this Stiddy's ready. I've got a 2 that's capable of starting for a handful of number of teams.
Sean, why you gas your mans up like that, bro?
Confidence in the team and the fans, but upon reflection, his Stiddy endorsement throughout the week sounded like a mother trying to tell her friends that her 3rd child, who's doing 20 years in prison,
he set his mans up. I didn't like that.
Her other kids, one who's a pediatric surgeon and her daughter who's a principal.
He's gonna rip it. He's got this calm demeanor that I think suits him well.
And I believed Sean's exaggerating ass. I did. I had hope.
I told the team this. I said, I'm not worried about Stiddy in this game. I'm worried about everyone else.
He gassed the shit out of his mans.
And that really is the truth.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
The game started slowly before Jarrett Stidham connected with Marvin Mims on a 52-yard pass, setting up a 6-yard touchdown throw to Cortland Sutton to put Denver ahead. Oh my God, Stiddy might be good. The Broncos, though, missed a critical opportunity when they turned the ball over on downs deep in New England territory. Just before halftime, the Patriots defense capitalized on a Stidham, what the fuck are you doing backwards pass that was ruled a fumble, recovering the ball at the Denver 12-yard line. Drake May tied the game there at 7 on a short rushing touchdown 2 plays later.
bro.
The Pats' only touchdown of the game came because the Broncos' backup QB gifted it to them.
He threw a chest pass to the ref. Like, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh.
Storm intensified in the second half. New England orchestrated a massive, time-consuming opening drive in the third quarter that concluded with a 23-yard Andres Borealis field goal. Weather conditions continued to deteriorate thanks to that treacherous whore, Mother Nature, leading to missed field goal attempts from both teams, including a partially tipped Will Lutz kick that could have tied the game for Denver late in the fourth quarter. Christian Gonzalez intercepted a deplorable desperation throw from Stiddy with just over 2 minutes remaining, and Drake May secured the first down rush on the following possession to run out the clock. The 10-7 victory earned the New England Patriots its 12th Super Bowl appearance and marked the franchise's first ever fucking playoff win in Denver.
All right, get to the Super Bowl, bro.
The Broncos' very special season had ended oh so unceremoniously with their starting quarterback watching up high in heaven and their head coach ready to catch hell from some of his on-field decisions. We got a slightly more entertaining NFC title game in
This was a good game too, though.
The Pacific Northwest, a highly anticipated conference championship matchup between the league's top-ranked Rams offense and the Seahawks' top-ranked defense.
No, they do.
Now
They
that's
definitely
a
do.
game. Seattle struck first with a Kenneth Walker touchdown run.
The Rams
but the
and
Rams
Seahawks got real
rallied in the
smoke.
second quarter, driven by a Kyron Williams TD catch and 2 Harrison Mevis field goals. Los Angeles briefly took the lead before JSN answered with the late scoring reception to put the Seahawks up 17-13 at halftime. Special teams struggles plagued the Rams in the second half, mostly thanks to a muck punt from Xavier Smith that directly gifted Sam Darnold a short touchdown pass to Jake Bobo.
Jake Bobo, my go-go.
Stafford kept LA competitive with scoring passes
Jake Bobo's
to
my goat.
Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, trying to take a bite out of crime, and the latter coming immediately after a rather foolish taunting penalty by Seattle's Reek Woolen
Yeah, that was
extending
stupid.
that
That was
drive.
actually stupid.
Despite Puka's efforts and an aggressive late push, the Seahawks defense executed a monumental fourth quarter goal line stand and successfully ran out the clock on offense. Darnold and Stafford both threw for over 340 yards and 3 TDs, but a final failed drive
Bro,
by
I love
LA
Jake Bobo.
cemented the 31-27 victory
Jake
for
Bobo knows
Seattle,
ball.
sending the Seahawks to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2015. And they'd
That
be
was a great
returning
game.
to Santa Clara, right where they
Did not care.
did not care. Quote of the year. Drake May versus Sam Darnold, just as we all suspected for the 60th Super Bowl in NFL history. The Seahawks and Patriots met in a rare championship game featuring 2 teams that had missed the postseason entirely the prior year. Entering the game as massive long shots based on preseason odds, both franchises look completely different from their previous meeting in Super Bowl 49, with Seattle general manager John Schneider making history by reaching the big game with a totally overhauled roster, including a different QB and coaching staff. The contest also featured Drake May making history
Shout out
as the
Bob
second
Orme.
youngest QB to ever start a Super Bowl. The first half,
Bob
though,
Orme.
quickly transformed into a defensive battle dominated by special teams
Man, I
and
was at
field
Deion's house,
position.
bored
Oh,
as heck,
God,
bro.
the battle of field position. Isn't that sexy? Seattle struck first, though, after the Patriots deferred the opening kickoff, orchestrating a drive deep into New England territory that culminated in a short
Then they just
Jason
played
Myers field goal.
literally just
The Patriots
prevent
offense
in the
struggled
second half.
early, as it did for most of the playoffs against, real defenses, with May being stalled by a heavy pass
Yeah, I was at
rush
Deion's. I
and
streamed this
forced
off
into
my
consecutive
other phone.
punts. Meanwhile, Seattle leaned heavily on its ground game, utilizing explosive runs from Kenneth Walker to move the ball downfield.
I think
Although
Zach
the New England
Charbonnet getting
defense
hurt was the
consistently
best thing for
tightened
this
up in the
offense.
red zone to prevent touchdowns, Myers remained
That's the only player on the I was about to say the Bengals on the Patriots who actually deserves
perfect. Black
some sort of love. Christian Gonzalez was balling his heart out.
yards to hand the Seahawks a 9-0 lead at halftime. An incredibly dull and boring first half, but with some talk of a kicker-winning Super Bowl MVP, I'm here for it. Seattle maintained its momentum in the third quarter, putting together a lengthy 10-play drive that allowed Myers to kick his 4th field goal of the game. The Patriots continued to struggle against a relentless Seattle pass rush, which culminated in a critical strip.
You know what? The Patriots also need some receivers, gang. They don't have any talented receivers.
Capitalized on the turnover early in the fourth quarter by throwing a 16-yard TD pass to tight end A.J. Barner, blowing the Barner doors off the Pats' chances of winning. New England briefly showed some signs of life when May launched a 35-yard TD pass to Matt Collins, but the comeback effort was...
We've seen A.J. disappear before, like even in Philly.
Did not come out to play. May was intercepted by Julian Love on the following possession.
I've got nothing for you here.
Baffling Chris Collinsworth and setting up a record-breaking
receiver.
field goal from Myers. Shortly,
if you're down and you need a guy to go make a play, and Booty's not that guy. Like, Booty's not gonna, oh my God, this game was so bad. Booty's not gonna, break his neck to go make a play, or he's not that special to go make a play.
After a failed 2-point conversion and a successful onside kick recovery by Seattle.
The Seahawks, Super Bowl champions for the second time.
This season was crazy,
The Seahawks
bro.
won the Super Bowl in dominant fashion, securing the franchise its second Lombardi trophy.
I like
Kenneth
Dobbs.
Walker was named Super Bowl MVP after rushing for 135 yards, while 38-year-old Mike McDonald became the third youngest head coach to win a Super Bowl. Darnold and the Seahawks offense made history by completing their entire postseason run without turning the ball over a single time, while simultaneously making the Vikings look like the dumbest fucking team on earth.
They're Minnesota Vikings crying on the field.
I don't think anything describes the wide open 2025 season more than 2 preseason long shots playing in the Super Bowl.
Mike McDonald should have never left. They should have kept him.
His 5th team winning it all before his elite 2018 QB classmates.
Wink Martindale.
Being Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Baker Mayfield.
We did not care.
It all began with Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott. And it ended.
Do you guys think that's the butterfly effect? Jalen Carter spitting on Dak caused the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl? Because if you think about it, if Jalen Carter didn't get suspended and he plays in that game and they win that, they beat Dallas, I feel like the playoff seeding might be different. Bo Nix probably never gets injured. That's just a bunch of ifs. We never know. We'll never know,